teenagers now. But
Nothing.
oh, nothing,
I have nothing to nothing.
nothing. Yeah, nothing yet.
It's
What's
live.
Live,
going on?
live now. It's live right now.
Mm,
Oh, okay. It's working now.
we there?
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're done.
Maybe it's my phone.
No, it just worked. It was not working when you said it was not working.
Oh yeah. Oh, now we are good.
Oh
We're
yeah, we're
good.
back.
Yay!
Nice to see you
Yeah,
guys
but
again.
Nothing is impossible.
Not
Yeah,
easy
no,
actually.
it's not.
Sorry for the inconvenience the first time. Please understand. Okay, sorry for that. So she said how they celebrate Women's Day in her country, and also so now it's my turn. So unlike my two friends in my country, Women's Day is a big deal for women and girls especially. Do you also notice that we are wearing these traditional clothes?
Yeah.
Nice.
So in my country, we use this fabric, and we women, like, if for example we are also all Kenyan students, so all Kenyan students, girls, we wear same clothes, like same
Oh.
fabrics but different style,
Yeah.
and we march the whole day. If for example they say that today the march will start like from everywhere, like
Okay.
from where you are to maybe to downtown, for example.
Yeah.
And so you will march from your school to downtown and from the office to downtown.
Oh,
It's
really?
really funny. And after like when you reach that place where you're supposed to meet together, someone will give a speech, like for example, first lady or the president or the prime minister. It just depends on just someone who is ready for that year.
Yeah.
And after that, the after party, women will go to bars. Like even women who don't go out, they will go out that day.
Close out the celebration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
women
it sounds so
usually
cool.
in my country, women have to cook and stuff, but at that day they don't cook,
Okay.
don't do dishes,
Wow.
no house chores.
No.
Whoa.
They're like, today is our day. They'll be like,
country.
Even when you're country, I'll always be looking forward to the
Yes.
day. Like,
so
fun
yeah.
fact though, we have this same fabric in my country,
Mhm.
but generally we just use it for ceremonies, like
Okay.
weddings.
Yeah.
You know, a bride would choose a fabric design and say, okay, for my friends, for my family, for my. And then when people come to our weddings, she say, okay, these are my people. Oh, you bought the clothes, thank you. And then when they are going back home, she give them a gift. Oh, thank you for celebrating with us.
Oh,
So, yeah, yeah.
So in my country, it's just another level. And when you're marching, they'll be playing music like everywhere, all around the
so
road.
it's a big party.
It's a big celebration.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It's
nice.
really funny.
I think we deserve it.
Yeah.
As a woman, I would feel so celebrated that day, and I would want to tackle anything for
Yeah.
the next year.
Mhm.
And getting the feeling that I belong to a group of people that actually identify themselves with me and see
Yes.
me for who I am. And the reason I think they celebrate together is symbolic. It's for them to identify themselves together and say, oh, you're a woman. I don't have to explain what I go through with you. You already
Yeah.
understand
You
me.
know it.
No, let's just dance it out.
But even if
Yeah.
it's just one day,
Yeah.
Actually, I think we should celebrate.
Yeah.
And appreciate
And
what they do for us.
You now listen other men saying that today some people will divorce. Some
Yeah.
people get beaten. Because you go
uh-huh.
outside, you get drunk, you come
Yes.
home at midnight, and the man is like, where have you been? Leave me alone. Today's our day now.
Today's my day. Please back up.
Oniva, thank you so much. I see you're watching. She says that we look good.
Oh, thank
you.
you. I feel good too.
So today's, like, the main topic of today is to celebrate, to pay tribute to our heroines, those women who impacted our lives, those women we love, we respect, as I said it before. So let's start by you. Do you have someone you consider like, this woman has impacted my life, she's my heroine, or she's my role model?
That's a bit tricky for me because as a girl, as a young girl, I've always been lucky with having lots of people to look out for me. And they are all very, very important people in my life. And it starts from my aunt, my grandmother, my mother, and then as somebody that always have lots of things going on, so I always have different people along the way that I meet, and then they take me up and they build me, they shape me, they motivate and mentor. So asking me that question is like asking me to list about 50 women. Yeah. So I'm just going to take this minute to appreciate them all collectively and pray that God continue to bless them. I really appreciate what you've done for me, and I'm here today because of one or two things that you guys have actually done to me in my life. So thank you.
But you can list at least one.
No, I don't want to. Because after this show, I'm going to have to answer a lot of questions. Oh, so you didn't mention me?
Oh my
You
God.
mentioned her? Oh, really? That's it now? So I don't want to do that. Oh, yeah.
I see what you mean. And you,
Yeah.
Gabriela.
Me, I think I will say my mom, of course. But I think not only my mom, it's like more what she represent. Because I think all my role models, like that women I see, they don't have maybe husband or relatives or jobs, and they really try hard to get something to their children or do something. So that's what the woman who inspired me. Like the woman who fight day by day, that maybe today they don't have food in their tables, but they say, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna go out and try harder and make it possible. So I'm always thinking like that. Like, actually, our generation is more comfortable, I think, because we don't have to go and really pursue our dreams like before. Like people who have to make big lines to get a university and wait, like women. Before, like they have to dress a man to get in. So I think that was my role model. Like, if they can do it, and it was really hard for them, then I have everything to do even more. So I think I hope that's the woman I want to follow. Like, that's like I can do it. Like, so I really respect them.
Yeah.
It's really, really respect. And I say my mom, she like fight, and she was like orphan, so she didn't have a mom or a dad, and she even get to like all the way university and be a teacher and then principal. So I was like, you have like nothing and you get everything. So yeah, I think that was my role model, and like all like stronger and like women who fight. So I think that's my role model.
Oh, I think that's really inspiring.
That's touching.
Yeah. Inspiring.
Yeah.
If someone who has nothing can get everything,
Yeah.
just fighting and
Yeah.
And
finding
keeping the
her own
hope
way.
alive.
Yeah.
You know?
And
And
I
I'm sure
think-
she feels the way about you, because I'm sure along the way she looks at you and she's like, this is a reason worth fighting for.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think, and she always like, I'm probably like, mom, like you give me all the tools I need, to find the world, but you really don't have nothing, and you go for it. And even though I sometimes think, okay, yeah, mama was in this situation, but I'm sure as other woman was in even worse position.
Yeah.
So I think it's like we cannot compare like Diva, but I think we are really stronger. I think woman is like a nature fighter.
I think so.
Yeah.
I also think so. I think men are strong physically,
Yes.
but women are strong minded. I don't know if this is a bias, but yeah,
Oh, no.
in many cases.
I have to stop you there. This is a notion that I always correct. I'm not one that say men and women are equal. But then I don't like saying that, okay,
Men are like this,
men are
or
like
women
this,
are like
women are like this. We are all humans.
Yes.
And the moment we all have that in our mind that, okay, we are all strong. The moment we have in our mind that, okay, we can all take challenges, then the issue of men are equal to women, men can do this, women can do this, men can have this, women cannot have this, should not even come up at all.
Yes.
So when we say we're celebrating women, we're celebrating the struggles that are peculiar to women.
Yes.
We can't continue to shut our eyes to that. In as much as we believe that, okay, we can't be saying that, okay, you're different, you're this, you can take this, you can have this, but we should also be proactive in, taking responsibilities. So when we say we celebrate International Women's Day, that's why usually there's a theme, so actually attached to this day, that will refocus our thought. Okay, this year we want to talk about taking up challenges. Okay, as a woman, how many challenges do you take? Because I've come to realize that women generally settle for, I have to take care of the home. I don't have time for my BSc. I don't have time for my MSc. Why? most women that say this, they have their husband beside them helping them. Maybe not in all cases. So the husband is pursuing his dreams while helping you, and you are also at home helping you and your children and the husband. So why can't you pursue your dreams too?
But
You have
this
an
is
excuse.
so funny. I met a girl and I asked her what was her dream, and she told me that her dream was to have children, to sit down and take care
That's
of
even more
those
ridiculous.
children in her house. And if she was an African girl, or I could have understand maybe, but
Yeah.
she was a Korean girl.
Hmm.
And she's like, oh, nee, my dream is just to have children and to be a housewife, to take care of. And I was
As
like,
much as
"Ooh."
that is a very big job on its own. I mean, have you spent like an
Yeah.
hour with a
That's a
1-year-old?
24-hour job. That's a 24-hour
Oh
job.
no, it's a lot of work. So I don't blame her. And
No,
then we
I
have to
don't.
consider the demographic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Koreans generally have this attitude about childbearing, taking care of
Yeah,
children. I mean, they get a year off after having a baby.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know that. So they take this thing very important. But as an African, growing up, you don't have a choice. You have nieces and nephews to take care of. They are
That's
like your
normal.
children. So
Yeah,
it's
naturally
it's
true.
a norm already. So what would you say is your excuse for saying, okay, I want that to be my 9 to 6 job. I don't want to do anything. I'll just call that laziness or irresponsibility. Right?
Responsibility, not, but laziness maybe. But because taking care of children
Mm.
is a big
It
responsibility.
is.
Yeah.
And it
is.
requires a lot, like physically, mentally, emotionally, and it's a job
On its own.
on its
Of
own.
course.
Yeah, you're a doctor,
Mm.
That's
teacher,
exactly my
veterinarian,
point.
psychologist,
That's exactly my
everything.
point.
Unfortunately, it doesn't pay because
Oh.
your
Is
husband.
it worth
It pays, but not immediately.
No, I mean not monthly.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't get like a
And
physical
money is
reward.
important.
Yeah, you don't get a
And
physical
I don't know how it pays because our African mothers, they'll be like, my salary will be when these children grow up. They start working, then they will start giving me back money.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I don't consider that as the pay of for
No, I
someone who
think
took
the
care of
pay that I
children.
am thinking about, aside from the monetary value that the child returns after being successful, is the fulfillment.
Yeah, the sense
I
of fulfillment.
sacrifice
Mhm.
my time, my energy, physically, financially, to take care of these children, and look at the child today. Oh, that's my son. You know, that's one of the reasons
Yeah, I'm
why.
his mom, you know?
Yeah,
I
I'm
made
his
it.
mom.
I made it.
I made this
I
cute
made it.
girl. You know.
Yeah.
That's
She'll be like,
enough.
she's my daughter.
Girl, that's enough if you ask me. I can't wait to show off a girl or a boy later. Yeah.
But I think actually being a mom
Mm.
is a great job. I think.
It is. It is.
And but close your mind and your goals just to that. I think it's not the right proper way to do it.
Mhm.
Like as she say, like I just want to be a mom.
Mhm.
Mm.
I think like you have to keep moving, keep growing.
Mhm.
Don't get just in the house. That's why later you can see many frustrated housewife like
Mm.
home getting depressed, getting
Mm.
so I think it's good to be a mom, but you can always be entrepreneur,
Yeah.
like up a small business.
Of course.
I don't
of
know,
course.
like you just don't have to just okay, I'm a housewife. That's it. That's the end of my career, personal
It's
career.
not. It's not supposed to be your only.
Yes.
Your
career.
only career.
But that's what they
Yeah.
teach us, I think, and more in certain areas, cultural or even like money level, like people they teach like that. Like you have enough money, your husband make enough money, you don't have to work. You're good to be home.
Mm.
So I think we use that as excuse, but we should not say like that. Like, oh yeah, my husband make enough money, I can be just home.
Mhm.
It's like, no, girl. Like, if you want to be home and you want to, I don't know, like keep doing something, okay. But just because you have to do it, that's not the right reason, I think.
I agree with you on that.
So mine, because they all said who they would like to hear. You
Role
can
model?
ask me.
What's your role model?
you
Share
should
with
ask-
us.
You should
Share
ask
with
me
us.
first. You should
I'm
ask me
so
first.
curious.
Who's
should
your
ask
role
me.
model?
No, ask it
Mari.
again.
Oh.
Mhm.
Who's your role model?
Oh yeah, the formal way.
Oh my God.
We are like, dying to know.
Actually, as Toiba said, I have many actually. Because as I was growing up, I had the chance to meet really strong women and who were really determined and strong-minded, and they impacted me. They inspired me to be who I am now and who I want to be in the future. But today, I would especially want to honor my mother-in-law, my late mother-in-law.
Oh, that's nice.
I know my mom will watch this video too, so don't get jealous.
This is what I didn't want to get into.
Yes, girl.
I'm sure she's gonna call her mom after the show and say, "Oh, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. This woman has went on."
Her mom is
You
gonna
know,
say,
try
"This is
to-
my girl." Forget that. Like,
Because my mom, my sister, I really appreciate also my sister. She's a fighter. Like, oh my gosh, she just goes for it without considering all the limitations or all the walls that might be in front. She just goes for it.
Your older sister?
Yeah. And my mom also, she oh my god, I can't even say it. But today I would like especially to thank and to honor my mother-in-law. Unfortunately, she passed like last year. But
God
she
rest her soul.
really like she inspired me so much. You know, in our countries, when you're married,
Mhm.
your mother-in-law is a kind of your enemy.
Oh, don't even tell her about that.
she on money.
It's like a silent competition where the
Yeah.
wife already prepares her mind that, oh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give this woman, and the woman
Yeah.
is like, oh, you think you can take my son?
Mhm.
Huh, I'm
He's
here
already
for
mine.
you.
He's
Yeah,
already mine.
I made him for you, you know.
Yeah.
So he's gonna listen to me for you. And then the silent battle is there
Yes.
when the
Yeah.
woman visits the son, and the wife is like, oh, she's come again.
Even though, like, in Mexico,
Yeah.
like, for example, your name,
Mhm.
like your daughter-in-law,
Yeah.
in Mexico, it's like, she's not. Like, but in Spanish, you just connect she's not, so it's like she's not.
Uh-oh.
So let's mean like she's not the one I want.
Ah.
So that's the proper name of my daughter-in-law in Spanish. So this
Oh.
mother-in-law never won that for.
That
It was
means
she was something better. So imagine. That's how it is.
It's
So,
always a battle.
yeah, you can get better.
So she was very different, and that inspired me so much, and it helped me to understand that you just need to love. Love is everything. Because she was like, you're not my daughter-in-law, you're my daughter. Because she didn't have daughters actually, and she was like, you're my last born, you're my daughter. And she was so lovely, so kind. She was a fighter. She could do everything for her children, and besides being busy, like she would wake up in the morning, she would go to, like, she was a businesswoman, she would go to her business, and then she comes back, she would cook, she would do all the house chores, and she will still have time to love the people she's supposed to love and to take care of the entire family.
That's
so,
a queen.
Mm-hmm.
That's a queen.
Yeah, so today I would like really to appreciate her and to inspire other women out there, because many women think that as I'm working outside, I don't have enough time to work in my house. So you will see she's doing better like in her business or in her job, but the more she's doing better outside, the less she's doing in her house. So she doesn't take care of the husband and children as much as she takes care of outside businesses, and that is causing many trouble in many homes in Africa especially. But she wasn't that kind of woman. She would do the best she can in her house, and she would do the best she can even outside. So she'll produce good things outside and good things in the house. And if I could, I would want to be like someone. I think I would like to be like her in the future.
That's great. That's great to hear.
And who else? I think there are many women actually, but today let me just talk about her only.
You've said enough about her.
Yes.
And
God rest her soul.
Yes, I hope she's resting in peace.
Okay, I don't know what the next thing we're supposed to talk about, but I'm gonna chip this in. This year's theme for International Women's Day is achieving an equal future in a COVID-19 world. And as much as I've not had time to research about this theme or know people's opinion about it, I think it would be nice if people can send in their ideas on this theme. How can we achieve an equal future in a COVID-19 world? I mean, we're not even out of the world. We're still there. We're still actively in COVID-19 world. So, previously, the discussion is about how can we achieve an equal future. Now we have COVID-19, the masks and sanitizers and everything. So please let us know your idea and your opinion about this thing.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, and with the COVID-19 to achieve an equality, like in equal future, has become even harder. Because I don't know, one of my videos earlier, I showed about how COVID-19 like enhanced inequality. Like men and women were unequal to start with, but with the COVID, the situation has worsened because many women lost their jobs, and working from home is difficult because children are around and they have now to take care of them. And I saw some news of women complaining that daycares didn't used to work, for example, in the COVID-19. So children have to stay home, and some women have to go outside for job, and others have to work from home. And now children work, house chores, and everything mixed up together. It affects their efficiency at work, and it makes them lose their jobs. So this in COVID-19, achieving equality, either economically or financially, it's hard. And if we look to the violence level, that's another thing. With the quarantine, men and women both staying at home, cases of violence have doubled, actually. And many women were physically abused by their husbands.
I was going to add that because when you see a woman in front of you every day, and then you think, oh, and then she said no one day, and you're like, what are you doing? And obviously she's not doing anything, she's just at home.
You're just at home.
So it's gonna be a lot of issues.
Achieving equality in this time is quite challenging, but not impossible.
It's not. That's it. That's because I trust women out there and everywhere at all walks of life are strong, they are powerful, they're beautiful, and they're up to the task. So I think achieving an equal future post-COVID or in the COVID-19 world is going to be a little tough. Like Mary said, well, it's not impossible. And to corroborate that, I would say that whichever country that you may be watching this show from, and whoever you may be, the type of person you are, violence is not always the right response. And for the fact that you are staying together, you are stuck together at home with your children, the frustration level mentally and psychologically is definitely going to skyrocket. So the best and the first thing that should come to your mind should be patience. Just gotta maintain my cool. Of course, everybody has their own different limits, but as long as you're patient with it, maybe once the man is calm or once the woman is calm, you approach them and explain things, it helps to some extent. And even while you are at home, find a challenge and tackle it. There's this proverb, I don't know if you're familiar with it, an idle man is the devil's workshop. Yeah. It's actually from a native language, Yoruba, and it can be transcribed to English too. So if you're idle, you have nothing to do, and when somebody approaches you with trouble, oh, you have the time, you cook up the trouble too. But when you have things that you're doing, and the terrorist comes and say, oh please, I'm sorry, just go, I have something I'm doing, So these things are not stuff that marriage or relationship thing. I may not be the right person to talk about it, but I can say that personal relationship is something that should be maintained at all costs if you value it. So take up a challenge. It's also a sub thing of this year's thing, right? Dare to challenge and take up a challenge and see that you actualize it. And maybe by next year, if I'm still here in Korea, we're gonna sit here together and still talk about the challenge that you chose and you tackled and you successfully seen to the end. So
Oh, that's
this
a
is why I'm
cool
gonna ask you
idea.
guys what are you going to challenge?
Shayla, hi.
Hi
Hi.
Shayla. Thanks
The
for joining
challenge.
us.
Do you have a challenge?
I
Take
think-
one.
No, like, for example, sometimes we think we don't have a challenge, but I think, for example, women in Mexico, every day, they have a challenge, like, maybe they will not come back home that day. So they have a challenge every day just going out the door of your house.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, violence against women is really high
Mm-hmm.
in my country, in some areas even worse. So sometimes just even get equal salary is even far away from your mind.
Oh God.
You understand?
Yeah.
Just just getting public transportation, don't get robbed, don't be touched, don't be. So I think
That's tough.
every challenge,
Everything is.
sometimes when I think in my challenge, it's like it looks nothing compared
Compared
to
to
other people. Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's like, oh my god, challenge is like find a better job. You know? Because my job is not bad, but it's like, oh yeah, my challenge is get better job. But it's like, it's actually you still have a job.
Yeah.
You still have food. You still have payment. But when I think about the women back in my country, it's like, dude, yeah, they have the challenge to go out. Like they're scared to leave your home, and you don't know what you're gonna face out in the world. Like in the street, if you don't know what's gonna happen. So I think right now, like we as a group are facing every type of challenge. Like we're still not in a position to want to have bigger dream or bigger challenge every day because we're still stuck in a society that like press on us and like keep pushing us to.
We're still confined within
Yes.
the limit of the society.
Yes. So I think my challenge this time is trying to promote like no their rights because everybody knows their rights, but what is not right. Like that's the issue. Like so we know, oh yeah, they should pay me more. But that's like, yeah, but they should not do this also. They should not do this to you. This is not right. So I'm always focused to tell people, this is not right, girl. Like, why are you doing this to you? You should try to do more stuff. So that's like the challenge I'm facing out. Like promoting more stuff. Like they're not wrong. They're wrong. So you should fix it.
Oh,
I love
that's
that.
a cool one.
It's subtle because in most companies I'm aware of, most of the female employees usually face some problems that they feel too little to tell people about. But actually, it's because we feel they are too little. That's why they are still there.
Yes.
So
exactly.
yeah, like you said, we should try to look out for these little things, even as men, because I don't know. I always tell my the guys that in my life that it's not a women's fight alone. You can't do it alone because you have to talk to your other friends. Like,
Yes.
okay, you don't do this to women. If you have two friends and one of them is beating his wife, and the other is not telling him he's wrong, of course he will not see it as something wrong. It will be easier for him to listen to the other guy friend than for him to listen to a woman telling him that. So I think it's a collective effort. If you are a man, you're working with a woman in the office, it ought you not to be nice to her. All those things that she complains that you do to her, maybe she's not reporting you yet, doesn't mean it's right. You've got to change. If a woman is saying no, it's no. Yeah, so just don't do things that she doesn't want or give consent to and stuff like that. So yeah.
No, and the words
I
they're
love that.
using, is when a woman, for example, a coworker man came and say hi, and then you say, oh yeah, don't touch me. Say, oh, you're in your mood? Are you in your period?
Yeah.
Is it your time of the month? Yeah, it's like I want to be in my period. You just to touch me, Like I just don't want to be touched. Even for a girl, I don't want to be touched. I don't want this is my space. This is your space.
If I don't want, I don't want.
I don't want.
Or like if you're just a little bit sad, because oh yeah, girls are emotional. I was like, no, I
you
don't
need
have money to pay for my rent. I feed
and
my
the
feet.
goes, oh, don't worry, I'll get a chocolate.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like,
I just give up.
yes. So I think misconception of women is still going.
Like I got you chocolate, I'll give you chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's just
I'm crying because I
It's
feed my
true.
feet. Like no, because I'm woman or I'm emotional or I'm a period or something like that.
But yeah, I like something you girls said about breaking the silence.
Yes.
I think it all starts from there.
Yeah.
Even change starts from breaking the silence because many things are happening around us, but for some reasons we keep quiet.
Yeah.
For example, he's my boss. If I open my mouth, I'm gonna lose my job. So we just shut up.
Yeah.
And as much as we stay silent,
Then it piles
many,
up.
many bad things are happening, and the situation is still worsening. So breaking the silence should be everyone's challenge.
And
But
actually,
really,
violence start like I'm telling you, oh you're ugly, and then I keep doing it for 1 month, and then I say, yeah, you're ugly, and then I push you,
And then one day I
and
just
then 1 month
slap your
later,
face, and
then
you're
I
like,
slap you, and then like that. So that's why when people say, yeah, the husband just hit her until die, I was like, no, I'm very sure it was like red flags before that.
Mhm.
But we used to like, oh yeah, he just pushed me.
Mhm.
It's like, no girl, he pushed you today, but you know what's gonna happen tomorrow, you know?
Yeah.
Or like you let him to raise your voice or to tell you you're useless or you're nothing.
yeah.
Mhm.
So that's also like you should see the red flags now,
Mhm.
but we get used to know that yeah, it's your husband.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Get used
Yeah,
to
Mhm.
mistreatment.
yes,
Mhm.
you should be more nice with your husband. He will leave you. So
Yeah.
that's the words we should change.
And
Like
that's only African, so it's
No,
general.
It's gonna be even
everywhere.
Korean.
even in Korea.
Even
Wow.
in Korea, I mean, the situation is in Korea is almost similar to the African situation when it
Oh.
comes to husband mistreatment
Yes.
or like office or like mistreatment in the workplace or school bullying. It's just the same. School bullying or work bullying, it's even worse than in Africa.
Yeah.
And it worsens by people like staying silent most of the times. Because we see my sergeant abuses me. And it's not me. You and you and you. It's a group of girls who have been abused by their boss.
Mm.
But they all stay calm in their corner. Why? Joblessness.
Mm.
If I lose this job here, I don't know what will happen next.
Yeah.
I struggled so much to get this job.
Mm.
If I lose it, I don't know what this sergeant will tell to his friends around here who also are Tepio names or sergeant names like him.
Yeah.
So better, I can just endure. Let me just stay cool and calm, maybe to pass.
Mm.
But she ignores that she's not the only one going through that. The other friend is going through the same thing, and the other one, and the other one. But if they could all just speak up and denounce that thing, maybe that sergeant could have been arrested long time
Yeah,
ago.
it could have
Yeah.
been stopped.
But they're just
And he get confidence because
Yeah,
nobody say nothing. You know,
yeah.
It's
normal.
really-
It's just
really-
numb.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
correct.
even when we come to school bullying, oh my god, that one is like there's someone is being bullied in front of everyone.
And it's a girl to a girl. That's the worst part. Like, girl,
Really?
let's be a girl.
People
you know?
are watching.
Like, let's be a girl.
They are watching you being
No.
abused, bullied, and they can even take videos
Oh my God.
and upload them on social media.
Yeah.
But
And
they
then
will
nothing
not
is
help.
done about it.
They won't report it anywhere. Oh my god, it's so. I think speaking up, breaking the silence is even the master key to many things that happening in our society against women. So
I do a paper in a small paper in university here in Korea, and we talk about feminicide. I don't know if you know the word feminicide.
No.
feminicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
it's being killed or
Killed
being
because you're
damaged
born
because
a
you're
woman.
a woman. Yeah,
Mm.
that's the only reason.
In
Right?
India especially.
So
I've never heard
actually,
about it.
in let me tell you why.
Oh,
Because in South America, when you check the death per day,
Mhm.
they tell you, okay, this is by assault,
Mm.
this is by I don't know, like walking the street and you die.
Yeah.
This is for like failing the
Murder.
sea, something like that, and feminicide.
Mm.
Just because you're a woman, like
Mhm.
somebody, your husband, kill you because you're a woman, like you're weaker, so that's why you die. So
It feels you're weaker.
so there's this special portion, right? So I talk about that. We talk in Latin America, and we have really high rank of feminicide and many deaths because of this. So when we present in Korea, my teacher, I remember he's a man, he was like, "Ah, yeah, that doesn't happen in Korea."
Oh.
And I was like, "What do you say?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And because we try to look for data in Korea and they don't have because it's
No,
dead. It's just dead. You don't have any.
It's not considered.
Yeah, it's like a woman or a man. It's just one, right?
Mm.
So you say it doesn't happen. It's like no. It mean you don't know and you don't recognize it, so you don't know that you don't have data. That's why we cannot compare, right? And I remember he's like, no, this is a horrible topic. It's only happening in poor countries. And he mentioned like poor countries, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
Even in Korea, there are
Yes.
women who have been abused. to
And then
death.
I remind him, I don't know if you know the case in Gangnam, that a woman was just going out from the subway, a little, I think like middle 20s girl, and she went down the subway in Gangnam Station. She went to the toilet, and a man was already there. So she just, he chose her just randomly because she's a woman, nothing else.
Really?
He get behind her in the toilet and just knife her. Like, how you say? Like, with a knife? Like,
Kill her.
yeah, just stab her with a knife.
Okay.
Like 20 or 30 times.
Oh my god.
And then he just left. He left. That's it. So I was like,
So the
that's a femicide.
satisfaction is actually just from killing a woman
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a
because
femicide.
she is a woman.
Yeah. So that's a femicide.
Oh.
So I told him,
And they
You
would
see?
class it like he's a psychopath.
yes. And that's a murder.
That's
That's,
not
just a murder.
feminicide.
Yeah,
It's
just
just
murder.
violence.
Yeah, it's violence, murder. So I was like, you see, it happened in Korea also. And I told you, like, we don't know any other cases because you don't recognize them. You don't make that separation. So I was like, it's not happening. It's because you don't
You
break
don't
the
know.
silence.
Hmm.
You don't recognize. You don't speak
It's
it.
covered.
Yes. Mother here, if your daughter might get hit her, they don't want people to tell. Don't get divorced. What people's gonna say? Just stay together but live in different rooms.
Be there, keep managing. They tell you keep managing.
Yeah.
You come
And
home
what if
to
what
your family one day with bruises and you say, "Oh, he did this to you. Oh, that's so inhuman." But
you should
have no
understand?
choice.
And
Yeah.
that is
But
more
you have no
frustrating
choice.
because they
No,
tell the
but
woman
you have to manage. You have to keep
you
managing.
can you should understand.
And then they get
You
it
know you are
worse.
the
They get it
woman.
worse by saying you already have 2 kids for him.
Yeah,
What are
why
you
they
gonna
say
do
that?
about
I feel
that?
frustrating
What
right
are you
now.
What are you gonna do about that?
Yes.
You're gonna move out? How do you want to survive?
Yeah.
Girl, you can survive.
For sure.
There are lots of organizations out there that help women like this.
Yes.
So they just need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Seek help.
Yeah, if your family don't support you,
Yeah.
they don't support you when they hit you. They're not there when they hit you. You know?
Yeah, just find somebody that can support you and believe you. That's just
Yeah.
what you need.
We're really
Yeah,
strong. I think we're
nobody
really
should
strong.
have to, go through violence all in the name of love. It's
No.
not love.
Yeah.
It's not.
Say it again.
It's not love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's not love.
It's not love. So I don't know how further we can go with this live.
Oh, it's
but-
been interesting.
Yeah.
I've had a very nice time with you.
But
and
let's
Mary.
all take a new challenge because what she
Yes.
said, and what I said, it's just the same thing to break the silence, to speak out. So let's all consider that out. That's our new challenge for this year. And when we meet again next year, like maybe 8th March or 7th March, it depends why we're celebrating Women's Day. Let's all like do a kind of
Here we
let's
go.
think back if we really broke the silence during this year or not. It might not be a big thing. You can just speak out like, why are you doing that to your girlfriend? Stop that now. That's not good.
Mhm.
That's breaking the silence.
It is.
Or it can be you talking to your father. Why are you abusing my mother? Stop that.
Yes.
It's not good. Or it can be you telling your boss, stop doing that to girls. Why are you
Don't
touching
touch
them?
me.
They don't
Yeah.
want. So it's just some random things that happen in our everyday life that we consider being maybe useless, but they are actually very important and they can bring changes. So I think that would be the end for today.
Oh,
We're so
mine.
They don't want to stop, but
Yeah.
well,
We have nothing to talk about anymore.
I know.
If you have any questions for us or you want to seek our opinion, of course we don't know anything, but yeah, we'll love to talk.
Let's just
Yes.
share.
Yeah,
Just we
feel
share
free
thoughts
to
and
send your comments
ideas.
in. Let's celebrate, join the conversation.
Yes.
You know, there to challenge. And if there is a challenge that you feel, okay, how do you think you want to go about it? Of course, you can always contact Mari, and then.
And Toiba and Dalila.
Oh yeah.
They're now part of this.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. We are all in this together, and you should try. As a last thing from me, try to talk to your friends that have male, to the guys. Talk to them about awareness and sensitivity. Some guys actually don't see anything wrong in all this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not because they don't care. It's because they just don't know. They are ignorant. So just talk to them once in a while when you're together and you say, "How's your girl?" "Oh, she's just there." I said, that's no way to talk about somebody you care about. Yeah, so change little things about them. Make them the person that you want to be proud of. And it doesn't hurt to be friendly with that too. You don't have to shout on them. What type of a guy are you? How will you talk about a woman that Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to stop violence with violence.
Yeah. So that's the last thing from me. And it's been so nice with you guys, Dalila and Mari. Yeah.
Dalila, anything to say?
Just to let everybody know, like, you should love yourself. Like, if you're strong, if you're weak, if you're tall, if you're fat, if you're skinny, if you're white, if you're black, anywhere, love yourself first. I think if you love yourself first.
You first.
Yes, you first. I know maybe you have children, maybe you have parents, but if
No,
you
that's
don't love
tricky.
yourself, if you don't love yourself first,
You
cannot
How can
share.
you love another person?
yes. So try always to think first about your own wealth, and then you can spread it out.
Yeah.
So I think that's priority. I think. So
Love yourself.
thank you for having me, Mira,
Love yourself.
so I can meet a wonderful person.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, just have a really good year and keep fighting. Keep
Thank
fighting.
Yeah,
you.
fighting.
Thank you so much. Keep fighting, girls and boys, everyone watching us, keep fighting. And if you happen to watch this video, share it because we got some interesting talks here.
Yes.
And if you are new here to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe, to like, or to comment.
Please subscribe. We want
And
to eat.
thank you so much. See you next time.
Yeah, see you. Bye. It's so nice.
We will meet
I
again.
really love it.
I know.
Mary is always busy. I thought that we should be recording every weekend. Or maybe try it out. Just talk about random
No,
things. Sometimes just don't prepare. Just sit down and then you ask about what's going on in people's life and then they just let it out. Sometimes I really feel like I need somebody. It's not like I don't have people I can do that to, but I feel like most people here,